Huh. Uh,
Rossi, well played. But given that you've already told us anything, I want to ask about Quinny, actually. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Um, just you guys talk about your collective effort, whether it be, spreading the runs or spreading the wickets and stuff. But just how inspirational and important is it still to have a guy who's basically rattling off, centuries like he's been doing and record breaking in some instances? And um, are you nudging him to stay a bit longer in the 50 over format?
It's been it's been so good to have Quinny. Um, he has a determination about him that I haven't seen in a very long time. He's plowing back into the team in all aspects, in the bowling meetings, in the batting meetings, being one of our senior guys. The guys really feed off him, and he's one of my favorite guys to bat with. He really guided me through my innings today. At times I was under pressure, and I was asking him about a few options and yeah, just to sort of soundboard with him out in the middle. He's such a cool and calm guy out there, thinks so clearly. Yeah, it was just great to bat with him. But he's been brilliant in the last few weeks. Um, like I said, very determined, and he's not all talk. He does it out on the field, and I think that's really inspirational for us as a team and the rest of the guys in the team to see a guy like that really come up with the goods.
Very surprised kind of you're allowed to bat first up despite losing the toss. And how is it feeling to be among the runs?
Yeah, I mean, I I keep telling the guys I love when we lose the toss because like I feel like when you win the toss and bowl first, you're looking to strike up front and put the batting team under pressure. And we would have batted first as well today, because last night we had training, it was swinging around a bit. We knew that the dew might come in later, but I think that's a brilliant thing of our bowling attack. They struck early, and we never even got to a place where the dew played a massive role. So um, yeah, very happy to bat first again today, and we keep refining the way we want to play, and we were really good at times today, but also yeah, I just was speaking to Classy just now in the change room, and we probably left a few runs out there still. So there's definite places to improve. So we'll look at that tomorrow. Um, yeah, and obviously happy to contribute in the team. There's a full out team performance there, and I think that's a thing that's that's really heartening in the change room at the moment. Everyone's contributing, and I mean even the guys on the bench. You have Shamo sitting out after being man of the match the other day, and the guys on the bench, the energy they're putting into the team has just been unbelievable. So all 15, the staff's contributing, our medical team to get the guys back and ready and reset for every match. Yeah, it's just been a collective effort, and yeah, it's just good to see the results of that, I suppose, in a match like tonight.
Congratulations. Hi. Congratulations
Nice
on
cap.
your win. Thank you. You spoke about it in the pre-match about doing the, as you call it, the dirty work in the middle overs. First of all, what does that dirty work on in the practice and on the pitch looks like to you? And what is when batting first? There have been scores 300 plus every time. What is the method to that madness that South Africa has managed to achieve while batting first?
I think I feel like all the teams these days, if you don't take wickets, guys will score big against you. And for us as a top order, it's finding that balance between being attacking and scoring runs, and also setting the base up for the middle order to come in. At a stage, Quinn and I were talking about 300, 320 maybe, if it all goes to plan. But I mean, we've seen so many times how what our middle order can do when they get a platform. Um, and luckily today again we could give it to them, and they got us to about 360, which was a really good score. We knew it was a good score, but we also knew it's a decent batting wicket, and the bowlers still had to play their part, and they did that from the start.
Rassie, can you just talk a little bit about how you paced the innings, and then you said like Quinny helped you with a little bit of shot selection. Like, what kinds of things were you looking to do?
Yeah, we felt they bowled pretty well up front. They didn't give us much, and that's the nature of their team. Obviously, Southern bowled very experienced, very skilled bowlers, and same for Matt Henry, to be honest. And with their finger spinners, Santner is a guy who probably has some of the best control in the world um, when he bowls. The other two we knew we could put under pressure, but they've been bowling well in the tournament so far. So they weren't giving us much, and we sort of had to fight through that period. And yeah, I kept asking, like, if you want me to make a play, just tell me. And he said, no, just extend it and just look at your options for the spin. Keep playing straight. Keep being really relentless if it's in your area, but if it's not, respect it, because we know how these guys bowl and they're very disciplined with the ball. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough to think of an example now, but I think Mitch Santner was really tough to play today, and at the end of the day, he went for 58 in his 10. So that shows us, like, you know, we don't always have to be in fifth gear. We can play sort of in third gear to start with, and maybe at the end up it a little bit. 10 overs for 58, we were really happy with him because we felt he bowled really well. It was really tough to score off him, especially.
Rassie, I can think of a few World Cups in the past where you guys going into a game against a side like India and the way they're playing and everything else would have been quite daunting for South Africans. But now you get the feeling that South Africans are actually looking forward to that. I'm sure you guys are as well, but you know, do you think is it safe for South Africans to look forward to that game?
Definitely, I think what we've done really well is in this campaign is we're really just focusing on what we want to do and how we want to play it. In our match review meetings, we keep looking at the numbers with the coaches, and so far in this tournament, by most metrics, we're stacking up pretty well. So at the end of the day, it's almost irrelevant who's in front of you. We know if we play the way we want to play and execute how we want to and take the correct options, especially under pressure, then sort of the result is sort of a byproduct of that. So obviously playing India in India is a massive event. They've been playing really well. A lot of experience in their team. They've got all bases covered, brilliant bowling attack, and obviously the batting as well. But again, like I said, we'll go into that game knowing that if we do the things well that we want to do, we'll be in a really strong position. The challenge is to, under pressure, to stay with that, and that's what we'll look to do. But I mean, we've played them here before and we've beat them here before, so in a sense, even though it's a World Cup, it's not really too much different. We won't be looking at that too much. Yeah, if that answers your question.
Kan ek in Afrikaans? Sean Pollock het glo op die TV gesê dat, en hy het dit in Afrikaans gesê, dat dit gelyk het asof jy kopwurms gehad het in die vir die eerste deel van jou beurt met verwysing na, jy weet, dit was moeilik geweest. Dit lyk amper asof dit 'n bietjie van 'n tema is in baie van jou beurte, dat jy dalk nie so vrylik begin en dan later opbou en dan, jy weet, met daai groot houe kom. Is dit 'n bewuslike ding van jou of voel jy nie altyd gemaklik as jy aan die begin van jou beurt is nie, of is dit dalk 'n mental ding ook dat jy nog gewoond moet raak aan die blad en aan die beurt, of hoe sien jy dit?
Do you want me to answer in Afrikaans or English? English. So it's largely dependent on conditions. I think, like I mentioned earlier, as a top order, finding that balance between the risk you want to take and the rate you want to go at, and also limiting risk. So for me today, the conditions weren't as free flowing like we've had. In Mumbai, for example, the conditions were really good. So once Riza and I in that England game got going, it's a fast outfield. It was a really good wicket to bat on. Then you can really play good cricket shots, and you sort of stay with a runner ball strike rate fairly easily. Today, I felt it was a bit the other way around. You had to really get used to the conditions and the pitch, and I think Quinny at a stage also was going slower than he normally goes, definitely as well. And I suppose that shows you um, that tells a story in itself. So the important thing for us was to assess that and know that when you get a start, to capitalize, to really make them come into your area, keep the pressure on them. Because, like I mentioned earlier, if you don't take wickets in this format, and guys have a platform to play off, it can. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Rassi, you spoke a bit about the communication between you and Connie, and how he guided you. Over the course of a long partnership like that, are there opportunities for you guys to just keep it a bit light, to enjoy it and have a crack a joke with one another, and can you take us into whatever that might be?
Yeah, there are a few lighter moments. At the start, it's obviously pretty tense. They were bowling well. So you have a sort of a very sharp focus there. But Quinny is never too far away from a joke. So I mean, I can't think of too many examples today, but he does keep you on your toes. At a stage today, he hit a 4. And it was quite obvious he was going for 4, and I was looking away, and he was like, "Rush, rush, rush!" Like, and I looked up as if I should run, and he was just like, "Come on, stay with the game," type thing. So, no, I mean, he's one of my favorite guys to bat with. He doesn't speak too much out there, but like what he says makes so much sense, and to get access to what he's thinking on the other end, it's just really good.
Hey, Raisi. In this tournament, South Africa have had the fewest dot balls and yet the most boundaries. It's a rare scenario because teams can usually focus on only one of them. Is this something that you guys talk about when you're laying out your batting plans?
We don't, like I mentioned earlier, I think that's a result of what we want to do when we're out in the middle. We talk about what's assessing conditions, what's the correct option, and always having the correct intent, and that sort of differs throughout the innings, your options and your intent. But we know if we can tick those boxes, naturally you put yourself in a better position to score and to be in positions to maneuver the ball where you want to. We don't really look to tick those boxes per se, but I think they tell a story in hindsight of where we are and how we want to go about it, I suppose. Thank you.